Hello, what's up gear lovers? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm really excited because we're going to check out some new gear, which is always nice. This is the Positive Grid Spark Cab, which is a 140 watt FRFR cabinet that can handle anything from your Spark amps, which is kind of this new manufacturer on the scene, kind of compact modeler units, to other modelers and instruments. For those wondering what FRFR means, this means full range flat response for shorthand, for making it basically sound accurate for whatever you put through it. Before we dive in, I want to give a big shout out to Guitarworks Canada, who kindly lent me a lot of equipment over the years, and this is another one. They've lent me the Spark Cab for this review. You can buy it from their store as well. They ship nationwide. If you're in Canada, make sure you check them out for all your gear needs. There's some cool stuff on their website. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on any reviews like this one. So let's dive into the Spark Cab, what makes it so versatile. It's a 140 watt powered FRFR speaker, full range sound. It's built to work seamlessly with the Spark series of amps like the Spark 40, Mini and Go. But what really makes it stand out is that it can handle other modelers as well. Now in this demo, I haven't got the Spark amp, but I thought it was a good idea to try it with something else because there are other demos out there with the Spark. So I'm actually going to play through the Kemper to show how versatile this unit is. Thanks to Rosie, my friend and fellow guitar player in my band New Originals. Thanks for that, Rosie. The Spark Cab gives a great uncolored sound that accurately represents whatever tones you send its way. And to take it a step further, I've mic'd the cab just to kind of give an idea of what the sound is like. And then I'm going to send not a DI, from the monitor out into the sound card from the Kemper, so you'll be able to tell the difference between the mic'd tone and the direct sound out of the Kemper, really showing the clarity of this cab. So here's a quick rundown of the kind of key features. It's 140 watts of power, which is kind of giving you great sound from the low volume to the high volume. So it's great for home practice, recording, and even gigging nowadays. It gives you enough headroom without sacrificing clarity. I noticed when I got up to the high volumes using a high kind of crunch distortion sound, I got a bit of that small cabinet kind of wump 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 kind of noise where the baffle starts to get a bit resonant. That is just synonymous with small cabs. You're not going to get around it by turning, being a different unit. That's just synonymous with these things. It's got a 10-inch woofer, two 1-inch tweeters that provide that kind of flat frequency response rather than just the one speaker like you would typically get in a guitar cab. It goes from 45 Hz to 20 kHz, so whether you're playing electric, acoustic, or even bass, the cab can kind of handle it all. The inputs on the back, there's a dedicated 3.5mm stereo input for Spark. The combo inputs as well, in terms of there's two XLR TRS tip ring sleeve and balanced XLR output, which makes it great to connect to other gear like modelers, instruments, and even out to a PA system, etc. There is a contour and ground lift switch on there as well. The contour one just scoops it a little bit in the mid-range if you want that kind of sound. I found it very subtle when I used it. And then the ground lift is there just in case you've got any ground loops. So the contour kind of gives you that boost of lows and highs for a better balance at low volumes. Now let's hear how it sounds. I'll be running the Kemper through the Spark Cab, and like I mentioned earlier, you'll be able to hear both the mic'd up sound and the direct signal. So when I edit the video, I'll chop between the two and you can get an idea for each of the tones I put through it to give you a real sense of how the cab performs in different setups. What I'm going to do is go through the very simple crunch setting on the Kemper, keep it very simple, no effects. And I'm going to go through a clean sound, a crunch sound, and then more of a high-driven kind of gain sound. So we'll play through some of that now, and we'll see how it sounds. Let's start with the clean sound first. Kind of hear that kind of nice punchy kind of clean sound coming through. The response is really nice actually in it. Switching up to a crunch kind of sound now. it's nice how that kind of rings out nice and clear. There's lots of articulation here where you get better top end presence to the sound, whereas on a guitar cab, obviously that's going to, you know, truncate and reduce that frequency response, so you're getting more of a mid-focus sound, whereas this is perfectly replicating how the Kemper sounds. Actually makes it sound a bit better actually. So it's a bit more high gain sound now. The responsiveness of this amp is quite remarkable actually. Sounds really nice and clean. Price isn't that crazy either, so it's a neat little unit that kind of sits nicely finished, sits very light as well, crazy light, nice handles on the side to kind of pick up. I found that was quite good. The only couple of criticisms I would give really is that there's nothing on the front of the amp. Like, I know that the back is kind of nice to, you know, you're going to align it with another head or something like that, but it would be nice just to have some kind of LED indicator, or maybe some kind of double volume on the front, so then you can, you know, take control of the master volume from the front rather than having to go around the back all the time. That would have been nice, but it's not the end of the world, because it's kind of like a set and forget scenario as well, where you control the volume through whatever amp head is going through it. So it's not the end of the world, but when it comes to like controlling music track volumes through it and stuff, you would have to rely on the input device, like your phone or whatever, going into it to make that kind of work. So interesting little amp. I was surprised how good it actually sounds. And I know I'm using the Kemper, which is kind of like an industry professional standard, but it's kind of a good way to replicate how things should sound, and this is really sticking to how things sound in the Kemper itself. So what's the verdict on the Spark Cab? Honestly, it's a beast when it comes to versatility. Whether you're running a Spark amp or something like a Kemper, it delivers crystal clear sound at any volume really. And those kind of contours, that contour switch really helps with that volume when you've got it down there, and it makes it sound good. The FRFR design means you're hearing tones exactly as they're intended. And with 140 watts of power, this thing can get quite loud actually. I didn't really have it at full volume and didn't really lose detail, just that slight whomping sound that you get, which you get with small cabs and amplifiers anyway. It's hard to kind of get away from that, but I found it was less pronounced with the clean, and if you just kind of back off the low frequency on whatever you're putting through it, that will clean things up as well. I think it's actually pretty decent price-wise. The build quality, flexibility, and the power, I think, make it worth the investment if you wanted to, you know, have something that's quite versatile. I've compared this sort of thing to the PA speaker kind of thing, and it's just, this is so much better suited for the purpose of this, where you're putting the guitar straight into this. Once again, a huge thanks to Guitarworks Canada for lending me the Spark Cab for this review. They ship nationwide, so if you're in Canada and looking to add some serious power to your setup, definitely check them out. And if you enjoyed this review, please make sure you hit a like, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more reviews like this one. Until next time, keep those tones dialed in, and I'll see you in the next video, and I'm going to play a little play out for you. So enjoy. Thanks for stopping by.